What's going on? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are back with another episode of
Industry's Most Wanted.
That's right, Industry's Most Wanted. And look who I got with me tonight, Tremáine. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we got a lot to talk about, so we're going to just go ahead and dive right on in. Where you from originally?
The Bay Area.
The Bay Area. Okay, most definitely. Take us back to growing up in the Bay Area. What was that like for you?
Uh, it was cool. It was just chilling. Everybody was, like surprised that I was really talented, and everything started in middle school. Like, my one of my teachers, my mom's friend, she was like, "How about you do this performance at the talent show?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And I ended up chickening out because I was not ready. Eighth grade, you're not ready to perform in front of like a lot of people, students. So we just did we did a little acting campaign for bullying, of course, and that performed well. And then got into high school. I started listening to, I think it was Nicki Minaj on my headset during class, and I was just rapping, and then everybody was like clapping. I was like, "Oh, why is y'all clapping?" I'm like, "Oh shoot, that's why y'all heard me." And I was like, "Okay, that's good. You're good. You gotta keep practicing, though." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it." So after high school, I started going to vocal classes. Then I got into choir, and from there, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna start my music."
Got you. I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of burnt, burnt noise. I don't know what it is.
Uh-oh.
sounds
Oh
like
no.
sounds like a monster, like trying to come through the lines.
Oh my God.
It's okay. Listen, we work through anything over here. We're gonna get through this. I can hear you great though. I don't know. Now it stopped. It's weird. Who knows?
That's so weird.
So you mentioned, your journey began at a young age, experimenting with production. What inspired you, initially? Like, was there a particular person, place, thing? I know you got involved in school, but what really drove you in that direction?
So it all started in 2020, or actually 2016. I was in high school. I was doing producing some program. I forgot what it's called, Music Jam or whatever. I used that for a little bit, and I was like, "This don't sound good." But hey, being 16, you don't know what you're doing. So my mom was like, "Okay, get it." So she starts writing my music. I was like, "Okay, let's go ahead. Let's start writing." Then 2020 happens, and lo and behold, this beautiful, voluptuous woman named Megan Thee Stallion came into my feed. I was like, "Okay, love her. I love her style and everything." And I just started, getting into that flow. And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." Mom was like, "No, you can't be cussing like that. That's kind of freaky." I'm like, "Well, I'm a real freak person." One of my songs, I said I'm a real certified freak. And I just had to, my mom was like, "Oh my God, your sisters are going to listen to this." I'm like, "No, it's not for kids. It's for the gays and the girls."
Yes, most definitely, 100%. Let's talk about this song. It's called "One of These Days." Has it's been gaining some momentum? What's the story behind the track?
So the story behind the track is I watch a lot of like TikTok, and recently there's been a lot of controversies between men and women not getting the most love or them being taken advantage of. You know what? I'm like, I want to inspire people, men and women all over the world, to be inspiration, be like, "Look, you can do this, and one of these days people are going to change their mind and they're going to act right, and men are going to treat women correctly like they need to be. Women not pawns, they're not, things to play with, they're not your I don't know if I can say it on here, your
Yeah,
sex toys."
it's okay.
um and my mom was like, "Okay, this is really cool. I like that. That's very inspirational, and people will understand it." I don't know if I'm like too, early into my music career to be, that controversial, but I wanted to get my point across, so I had to.
Absolutely, most definitely. I feel like music is that outlet for people because we all have our own form of self-expression, if that makes sense, and we
Yeah.
all we all need something to pour into. And when you become a music artist, it becomes that outlet for you to be able to pour those emotions into. Most definitely, you've been doing it for a while. Most definitely. Let's talk about your project, Cosmic Boy. What
Oof.
themes? experiences did you explore upon this release?
So AR started. It's so funny. AR started with it was gonna be like an EDM, like completely album because I love EDM music. I like all types of music except for country. I'm getting into it, but um, it was supposed to be that, and then I was like, you know what? No, let's get into the real music that people will actually listen to and bop in a club. So I said, let's get a little R&B, so some rap in there, and let's talk about my past. Let's, because I'm a storyteller, so I tell stories from music, not the boring kind. Or that's rude. Not the boring kind that people will read, and I'm too young into no, not young, too early into my career to people might be, oh my god. So I had to put it into lyrics.
Most definitely, 100%. How has the project been received? Like, what type of feedback have you been getting?
I've been getting a lot of good feedback. Everybody's like, hopefully you're going to stick to that genre. I'm like, well, right now, my next project, Good News, will be coming out next year. So with my single boyfriend, hopefully that performs well, and that will kind of change my sound a little bit. I don't
Yeah,
like to be the same. I can't be the same because I'm tired of everybody saying for every artist, oh, this person sound the same, blah 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 blah. I'm like, no, that's not gonna be me. And then I don't say the N word at all, so like nobody would hear that, so there won't be no controversial on that.
absolutely. You have to find ways to stand out. We're in a whole different era right now. You know what I'm saying? There's so much
Yeah,
technology and stuff out there. So it's like you got to find other ways to stand out because, like you said, everybody sounds the same and it becomes redundant and boring after a while.
yeah.
Definitely. So when you listen to, like, we'll say some of your older music versus your latest material, how do you feel you've grown the most as an artist?
I feel like I've grown a lot from it, from not being mixed at all. Luckily, my producer, he's pretty cool. He's super talented. He's been doing it for 25 years. So the fact that I got him like down the road, I'm like, okay, I'm coming to the studio. We're gonna do this beat, and I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna rap, or whatever. He's like, okay, let's get into it. So everybody's like, wow, it sounds so good because I paid a good amount of money to do so. Gotta make sacrifices.
No, absolutely. Having a good audio engineer, a good producer is like one of the most important things that an artist can invest in because you want your sound to be quality. And a lot of artists don't. They will attempt to do it themselves. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if you don't know what you're doing, the quality's not going to come out there. So it's like,
Yeah,
A, you got to learn what you're doing, or B, you got to pay someone who knows what they're doing.
right.
Most definitely. Shout out to my homie BK just checking in over on Twitch. What's going on, family? So you've been maintaining over 9,000 monthly listeners, and that's impressive as an independent artist.
Yeah.
It's extremely impressive. How have you been able to connect so strongly with your audience and gain that many people tuning in every single month?
So being on TikTok, Instagram do not like me unless I'm paying them some money, and I'm not doing that. So I just be like, okay, let's go on Twitch. And I'm usually, if everybody that's watching, usually when I'm not in the studio, I'm playing video games. I'm on Twitch, so I'm just rocking with the folks on there, and everybody's like, okay, cool. Let's hear you sing a little bit, hear you, and I'm like, okay. I'm a little nervous, but okay.
So you do both, you sing and you rap?
Yeah, I'm learning how to rap now, here and there. So
I love that. I love that. Again, it makes you more marketable to people when you can tap into both sides like that. And what about other genres of music? Are you looking to tap into? Because I see a lot of artists tapping into country, Southern soul, Afro beats. Is that an interest for you?
Afrobeat is one of them because I want to dive in deep with my culture. Um, but maybe country. I'm thinking about it. It just has to be something that I will like jam to, like kind of like um, Sabrina Carpenter style country, something
Yeah.
that's pop mixed with it. Yeah, not just the whole country thing. I can't do it.
It's got to make sense for you and it's got to feel right when you're creating it. You don't want to force it.
Yeah, yeah.
That
My boyfriend was like, "Hey, how about you do this?" I'm like, no, no.
Nah, facts. Like that's the thing about anything we do in life. If we have to force it, it's never going to come out the way we want it to because it was forced. It has to feel so effortless. It has to feel organic. It has to feel good.
Yeah, and with how I how my albums are working, it's gonna be so funny. No one's ever probably done this before, but I work ahead just in case something happened. I got like 18 projects already written and on its way to being developed. It's gonna take some time, but each of them like they corresponds to my life from beginning to end. And from there, I told my boyfriend like I don't have any more stories after a certain amount of albums because it's just gonna be fantasy. So I gotta be creative at that point.
That is facts. I've always like wondered about that, with artists who've been doing music for years and years and years. It's like, how do you keep coming up with real ideas versus, like you said, then it becomes almost like fantasy because you've talked about everything that you've experienced in your life up until that point, and you don't want your music to become redundant, which I feel like
Yeah,
you can start pulling stories from like your friends and your family and your partner and things like that.
right. That's something that was actually. It's funny you say that. I was thinking about doing that. Because one of my friends, she's also a singer, and she's like she's nervous. I'm like, there's something to be nervous about sometimes, but like, she can sing really good. I'm like, let's get you on this beat. Let's write a song. And she's like, okay, what is it gonna be about? And of course, like she wanted something sexual. I was like, okay. Mm. Everybody like my friend group. Everybody in my friend group is either gay or whatever, and they're like, you should do a sexual album for the gays. I'm like, I don't know. Mm-mm.
I feel like I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you have to do what works for you and not care what other people think. Because I'm
Yeah,
sure being a part of the community that there's always going to be shade. There's always going to be hate. I myself, as a white woman, I have a son who's 31 years old. He's probably older than you. I don't know how old you are. My son is biracial, and 31 years ago, when I had this my son by a black man, even today there's still friction with that. So
yeah,
I've my entire life had dealt with people. Oh, you've got a half breed, a mixed breed son.
yeah.
I don't care. I've got such thick skin to that, bro, you can say
Right,
anything to me and I don't give a damn. That's a you problem. If you don't like me, that's a you problem.
right. That's why I was telling everybody, like, hey, I'm gonna do my music how I want to. Write about my man. I'm gonna be nice as I possibly can because my man is also white. My man is white, sorry, and I love him to death. My mom was getting on me. Oh, you should stay into your race. I'm like, no, that's boring. I'm not. No, I'm good. No.
I feel like love is love. And, and I completely understand and I respect why, black women want to stay with black men and black men want to stay with black women. I get it. I understand and I'm cool with that. But if somebody
Yeah.
wants to venture out into another race, I feel like if you fall in love with someone who's not the same skin shade as you, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like
Right.
that's just my opinion, but I'm glad that you found your partner, no matter what they look like, what shade they are, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. So my homie BK Just, he's in the chat right now over on Twitch and he has a question for you. Okay, with answering
Hmm.
the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so he said, how has the industry been for you financially now that the industry is saturated, watered down by mass production?
Oof. Man, it is. For one, my income is small, so every time I'd be like, "Hey, babe, come help me out a little bit." He's like, "Sure, what you need?" And he's thinking like, "Just a couple $100. That's it." Give it to the producer, and I pay everything down. Luckily, thank gosh, where we live at in Colorado, we have a library that has a studio. Like the guy, the photographer and the videographer, he's awesome. He does all my photography and costs $0. That's the best thing ever.
Yo, that's a blessing right there
Hmm.
because I don't know, it's like there's a fine line right now between should I charge too much or not charge enough? Because people who are business owners, a lot of them are suffering because business is slow. So then they want
Yeah.
to increase their prices. Like, for example, if you go to the grocery store, everything is more expensive. But in my mind, that means less people are going to be shopping because they can't afford it. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like with me as a small business owner, I'll be honest, all year I've lowered my prices just so I can make them affordable for people because I understand a lot of people are only working part time and everything, rent's going up, food's going up. So it's like they can't afford extra luxuries per se. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I feel
man,
like I
but
got out of high school. I got lucky. I feel like I manifested this in middle school. It's like I told my cousins, I'm gonna get a boyfriend out of high school. I'm gonna be like getting my career started. They're like, okay, Tremaine, whatever. And look what happened. I got my man. I got like my house, and I got it good.
good for
Everybody
you.
thinks I'm. Thank you. Everybody thinks I'm bragging. I'm like, I'm not bragging. I feel like I manifested it because my mom talking about something. Come stay in the Bay Area. It's gonna be get an apartment. No, I'm good. No,
No, facts. It's probably super expensive out there too.
it is. They talking about $1 million. We got. Oh my god. I'm like, no. It's like, no, it's okay. No, it's not. So, yeah, everything. I feel like, and then my producer, $40 a month or whenever he gets it done in like a day or two. I'm like, oh, okay, shoot, go ahead.
Shout out, we got Cedar Hills, Texas on the check-in over on Facebook. Just so you guys know, we're live streaming on multiple platforms tonight. We're on YouTube, we're on 2 Facebook pages, and we're on Twitch. So shout out to everybody checking in across the platforms. You've been getting playlisted on some like major curated playlist. How did that opportunity come about? Because I feel like there's a lot of artists out there who don't know how to get on some of these major playlists.
So the distributors, I feel like again, I feel lucky. With the distributors like Sonophone or something like that, they have like a client offers. So I just pick whatever, playlist or whatever, and I sign up, I pay for my money, and they're like, hey, we're gonna put you on, I think it's on like 14 or whatever, 45 playlists for 70 $35 a day or whatever. It's like for a day, okay, cool. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna keep you on there. And I got reviews. I'm like, that's fire. I get to hear people ask me about my music.
Absolutely, because oftentimes what I've learned from different artists is if you get picked up by one of those bigger playlists, it's going to trickle down. A bunch of them smaller ones are going to grab it too. Because what
Yeah,
they go to like those big ones like Rap Caviar and see who's on there and they snag it and put it on their own playlist. So, that's good that it kind of has that trickle effect, I guess you could say.
definitely. I
So we've
feel like, oh,
no,
sorry.
no, you good. Go ahead.
I feel like I I wanna work with some artists that are pretty big, but it's gonna take a while.
Okay,
So
so we've got questions coming in from the viewers, and one of them is David Burns. He said, "And what artists would you like to work with?" I'm sorry, I can't have
no,
school. I'm
you're
live
good.
over here.
So for now, no, not for now. So one of the artists, big or small, it can be Doja Cat, it can be Megan Thee Stallion. My most one is Megan Thee Stallion because I feel like me and her will work together. And I know her, she gonna be rapping fast, she gonna be shaking her ass. And everybody was like, they're so funny. They're like, oh, you should gonna be able to match her. I'm like, no, no, what the? I'm skinny mini in that. No, y'all funny.
Do
But
you
yeah,
got
Megan.
you got Megan needs?
Oh my god, this was so hilarious you say that because the other night I was listening to Lover Girl. That song is like I was like my man. And I got inspired a couple of days ago. I was like, let's go to the studio. Let's write Lover Boy. And I was like, my man, my boy. And I was like, okay, let's get into it. And I was like dancing to her song. I was like, let me get down right quick. No, my legs can't do it. I'm like, oh, I'm not even old yet, and I can't even do it. Mm-mm.
No, facts, and yeah, we're getting the comments. Doja Cat got bars. Megan is wonderful. Absolutely. So you got great choices on who you want to collaborate with. Shout out to my homie Robert over there on Facebook as well. Checked in. He always tunes in and supports. So salute you. We
That's
appreciate.
good. That
Um,
more
B-
than Cardi B is one of them.
oh
Even
yeah.
though by the time I get famous, she might be old and she retired.
I don't know. Artists seem like to be going longer and longer now, and I'm loving that for them because I feel like
Right?
rap artists. I don't want to say hip hop because I feel like rappers and hip hop is slightly different, just in my
It
opinion.
is.
But rappers, there's this stigma that they have to stop at the age of 40. And I'm like, for why?
Oh,
Why? Like,
why?
yeah, exactly. So but I love the fact that I'm seeing more and more rappers um, going beyond that point as they should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but BK just has another question for you. He said, so what's your strategy for marketing your sound and are you performing and doing shows?
So tomorrow, I'm planning on going to an open mic downtown where I live at, and I'm a little nervous to do shows. I'm gonna be for real. Like I haven't, well, I can't lie. I did choir, and getting into choir or any performance arts calls an audition. And if you don't get the audition, you weren't good enough. And he's like, "This is gonna be hard. You got like a 30% chance of getting in between all these guys in here." I said, okay. He's like, sing happy birthday. I said, okay. Happy birthday to you. And like he was like, go a little higher. I was like, oh, Lord. So basically, I got in. I was surprised that I got in. Um, for my marketing, TikTok, social media, as best as possible, and then making sounds on all platforms, trying to make them a trend. And my mom's like, how about you making a meme? How the hell you do that? That's not up to me. That's up to the fans. She's like, okay, that's crazy. But yeah, I want to do open mics. I want to do performing outside of my house where our neighbors can hear me.
No, I feel like that's one of the important parts of an artist's career is they have to get out there, like you said, whether it's open mic showcases. And, I understand, trust me, there's some janky promoters out there who were only for a money grab. I get that. However, there are some
Mhm.
reputable stages and stuff that you can get on because you need that type of practice. Because if you can't perform in front of 50 people, how are you going to get in front of a crowd of 10,000 when you get to the Cardi B levels and stuff like that? So you have to,
Right.
build that confidence and work your way up. So I'm glad that you're out there making that happen. You're also pursuing your a bachelor's of fine arts in game.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like what a time to be alive. That's where we're at with it, with the technology and stuff. How does your visual creativity influence your sound and your storytelling and your music?
So for me, like when I went to this Halloween party, everybody was asking me how my music is, and I let them listen to it. And if you listen to the album, the beginning, creative people will understand why it is how it is, and then from down below, it just tells a story. Um, so for that, I write everything out. I draw it, which is funny, and I turn one of them into like one of the albums is called No Strengths Imagined, and it's basically a video game album. So I'm like, how can this work? Can I do like a PlayStation type of artwork and like try to get the fantasy because I'm a real fantasy whimsical person. Like I can't do nothing realism. I get bored. Like
So,
so,
so, so that's basically the type of games that you play is what's going to show up in there. Am I understanding that right?
yeah.
That's dope though. I love it. Most definitely. They coming with the questions tonight. I'm just gonna let them do the interview. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Let me sit back and chill. So, the next question is, what separates yourself from today's artists? That's a great question because we're
Oh,
we're in a crowded industry.
so for me, which differs me is you know how people they're famously saying, "Oh shoot, oh my god, hold on, sorry, something happened. Oops, I hate my phone." Um, so famously, people like to say, "Oh, you don't write your own music," and right now, I do. My mom helped me write one song, and it was cool, but she was talking about. She could probably can watch this. She was talking about. She was rapping about how she'd be liking her dick, and I'd be like, "Oh my god." I can't, I can't be rapping like that. She's like, sure, just turn it in like, you know. But for me, there's no ghostwriters. I write my own stuff, and half the time my mom writes for me because she's like my little escape artists when I get creatively blocked, which recently I have. And what makes them different is all my music is referred to the gays and the girls and empowering the world and making things better and just like trying to make a difference. And I feel like a few artists do that, but most of them, sadly, the male artists, they sound the same for me.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like being a part of the gay community, it's a little bit more difficult to get people on board and to break through because so many people have these phobias, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bruh, he's a music artist. You know what I'm saying? No matter what he believes in, what his sexual orientation is, you're a phenomenal artist. You have great music. Like, is it a little bit more difficult to get people on board with you?
Yeah, it is. Because they be like, oh, he might be rapping about him fucking a dude and like how he's be. I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna put it in words where y'all not gonna really know how freak I am. No, like Plan C or Freaked It. Now Freaked It, I definitely I was a little naughty, but I was like was my first song to do. Now I don't have any like really clean music, really, to be honest with you. So like my album, my two first albums, they were lo-fi albums, and I was like, you know what? If I want to take myself seriously, let's swipe clean before I blow up. So I was like, you know what? Let's swipe clean, do Good Boy. Good Boy did perform well, and everybody loved it. Got the good feedback, and especially Cafe Crush. Ooh, Lord, Cafe Crush. That was inspired by Supreme Comforter's song Espresso. I was like, you know what? It's summertime. Let's get into it. Let me see what happens. And it did well. I loved it. I did get shut down by some coffee people. They were like, he's an artist. No, we're not going to have him perform or do a music video.
Yeah, exactly. BK just said the sound distorted on your. We're highly aware.
Ooh,
We tried to work through it in early before we were actually 5 minutes late coming live. We had to push forward, but you can still hear them. It's just like I said, there's like a burnt, burnt.
yeah.
It's like a frog or something. I don't know. It's weird. Like, but we can still hear you clearly. It's just for one reason or another. When you start talking, it's like in the background going burnt, burnt. You'll hear it when you. But it's listen. We pushing through it. We get through anything by
Pushing
any.
through.
Yeah, we
Right.
get through because that's one thing about life. There's always going to be technical difficulties, and if you allow that to stop you, you'll never win. You'll never succeed.
Yeah.
You got to push forward. You know. So yeah, so
Right.
bear with us, bear with us. See, you also live stream as well, with your gaming and stuff like that. Do you feel like being a part of other communities, like gaming communities, will kind of trickle back over to you gaining new fans with your music?
Oh, definitely. I have gotten some little fans here and there because right now I'm working on a song called Gamer Ho. Oh my God, these things. And I'm rapping about how my favorite video games and I've been like the master of the whole game. Look at my Minecraft things. Look at master my Minecraft. Like it was funny. Like oh my God, I wish I can read it to you. If I can, y'all get a little inclusive, exclusive, not inclusive. It's so funny. So said, bitch, you, bitch, you want to fuck me because I got a PS4. I don't even play games. All I need is GTA. My baby got a micro dick, living in a micro crib. We're getting micro lit. Sorry. Why are you on my micro like this? Every month I'm flossing. Yeah, I'm grinding Sims, PlayStation, PS3. Never been broke. Ran Sims 3. Building walls around bitches. Took the doors off clean. Lock them in the pool. Watch them beg free. Don't play Apex. Fuck that noise. Vega when I street fight. I bring that noise. And now I'm gonna skip ahead because it's funny. Now this is the funny shit. Master of the whole game. Never played Minecraft. How my Minecraft rolling Halo, smashing and smash, Peach remote activated, Pixel whooped ass, Star Fox barrel road, Dash in a flash, Nintendo ho, but my heart got stashed. Ring fit grinding, I got the grip. He said, "I love you." I said, "Bit trip." Pixel, sorry, I can't even rap that damn fast. That's why I be practicing in the studio every time. Pac-Man in sheets, no ghosting fear. Mario Kart in hearts, ride, or steal. Pikachu shocking, bragging, or boosting. He came fast like Sonic, no lotion.
No, but I think that's really dope because, gaming is a massive, massive, massive community. And if you can intertwine the two like you did with a song like that, where you're doing what you love and that's creating music, but you're incorporating the other thing you love, which is the gaming world, man, you're gonna gain like a cult type of fan base because them gamers be
Yeah,
die hard. They be
for
die.
reals.
That is super, super dope. Most definitely. So out of everything that you've done so far, you've done a lot. What are you the most proud of?
My music. Since I'm in visual school, music has been a lot easier to do. Going to the studio and pay the man, let me do it. It takes forever, but writing and music, everybody's like, oh, what's taking so long? Like with the gaming industry, they're rushing about video games and rushing people to make music. Oh, why Cardi B took 7 years? Bitch, do you not know how long it takes to make music? Writing the story, getting the whole premise of it. It gotta be fire. You can't just be throwing out bullshit. Mm-mm.
Oh, that is a fact. I feel like it's a craft, and you want to
Yeah,
take time with your craft. You can't rush the process. And there's a lot of artists that are like, man, I can create a song in 5 minutes. And listen, if that's what works for them, that's cool. But I'm like, how much substance is really in that song if you came up with it off a whim in 5 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to put,
right,
because let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. And some of y'all might come for me on this, but I don't care because I'm going to keep it G at
right,
all. Like, think about a lot of the music that was coming out back in the 90s and 2000s. That's why you can still play it today and they're going to turn the club up because they had some substance and they were talking about stuff in their music where a lot of the music that's coming out today doesn't have that substance behind it. It comes and goes. That's why you hear about it today and it's gone tomorrow because people forget about it
right,
that quick. So, yeah, you got to really start thinking about what you're putting into your music because you want it still to be relevant 20, 30, 40 years from now.
right. That's why, like, how I write my music, I'm writing manifestations, affirmations, giving people what they relatable need to hear from me, and making it relatable, and like, it just makes sense to talk about these things. Now, uh, one song I scrapped it because it was fire, but it was way too controversial. It was called "Fuck the Gays," and it didn't. Nah, don't come for me, y'all. It's not what you think it means. It means what's been going on. That apparently the drag shows and all this other bull crap that's been going on. I was rapping about that, and I was like, "That's too early. Scrap the song." No.
But it's
So
like
I was like,
every now and again, you got to stir the pot a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying you can't have fun with your music. You got to put some music out there that this is strictly going to be a right now song. It may not be relevant 2 years from now, but it's that right now song that's going to kind of, stir things up. But you got to have some good substance music to back it up with. And it's
yeah,
like that's what you got. You got a little bit of everything, and as you should in your catalog.
right. That's what one of these days. That's boom.
Which is what we're going to listen to here in just a minute. But I do want to ask you, are you currently in the works with other artists? Are you doing any collaborations like locally or anything?
So I'm working on locally, but sadly, a friend of mine, she called KB the Belly, was bully, whatever her name is. I'm getting to know her, so she said she's a rapper, but none of her music's on there. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, girl, get on my track, and then we'll see. So waiting for her, and then um, maybe y'all might heard her. Ray Ban, she's from the Bay Area as well. I'm gonna do a song for her, so I'm excited.
Okay, super dope. And to close out, 2025, because we got less than 2 months, any goals that you're still working on that you're going to make sure you get accomplished before this year ends?
My goal is to finish. College has been a big thing for me. I've gone on and off about college because at first it wasn't for me, but now I want to focus on finishing the first semester. And then, luckily, thank gosh to my distributors, they were like, release this single. That way it gives you time to relax a little bit. But then I'm like, no, it don't, because I got to do a photo shoot, then I got to do the press, then I got to do that. So, I'm not even famous yet, and I got to promote it. Like, I got to spend my own money and get it in there. So, look out for April 2026. Good news. So,
But I like what you said about you're focusing on getting through this semester because that's the way you have to look at it. If you think about however long you're going to school for, we'll say you're going to school for 4 years. Or if you keep saying, man, I got to get through these 4 years, that 4 years sounds like so far out, almost
Right,
unattainable. If you focus a little bit at a time, like, let me just get through this semester and then I'll worry about next semester when I get there, it takes a
right.
little bit of that pressure off yourself. So that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, and luckily, I thank gosh for doing community college. All my credits got transferred, and I'm in my second year. So I'm a sophomore, and the teachers, no, the people there, they were like, "You'll be done in like 2 to 3 years." Okay, cool.
Listen, congratulations on that because I feel like it's so important for us to have other things in our back pocket per se because if you're an artist and you have a job, don't quit your job. Keep working that
Oh,
job 'cause you need to fund your career.
yeah. hmm That's why everybody keep asking me, "How you funding this?" My own. I
You
don't be
you
asking no favors.
Nah, facts. That is facts. So let's talk a little bit about One of These Days, which is the song that we have loaded up and ready to go. Where did this song come from? Like where were you at in your mental, state when you wrote this record?
So I was in a really okay place when I wrote this. Um, at first, the original song was going to be about like how one of these days my fake friends are going to see how I'm going to blow up and become famous. But then I had to scrap that. I'm like, no, that won't make any sense because go too far. So I was there. I was like, you know what? Let's write about empowering people, getting the women more attention because I'm a pro. What's the right term for it? I love women, and I grew up with women my whole life. My mom was around. She had to play mom and the dad. My dad wasn't around, and that's actually a good idea. Now I'm thinking about that shit right about my dad. Shoot. Um. So yeah, my mom was like, you know what? Empower people. So, and especially the most people that's more important, the gays and the girls. Empower them. They need
I
it.
agree. Yes, because a lot of people out here in this world need to be empowered. You're right. We're in a very weird space, especially here in the United States. I don't care when they talking about it's, the best place on earth to live. And I can't say otherwise. I haven't lived anywhere else outside the United States, but by being here, I'm like, bro, it's a crazy. There's just, I
Yeah.
don't, there's so many weird people out here. There's so much hate out here. And it's just like, man, if we could figure out a way for us to, get along a little bit better, all of our days would be better.
Right. That's why I said you're hearing the song like one of these days it'll be better. One of these it could be you. One of these it could be me. You never know.
That's right. That's a fact. Who is the producer? Who made the beat for this song?
It would be my boyfriend, Flaming Butterfly. He likes to go off that.
Okay, so yeah, that's dope. That he's working with you on the production wise too. Super
So
dope.
I got two. So he does it, and then the one that I pay for, he also does it too. So that's Darrell. I'm gonna say his name wrong probably, but Darrell, pretty cool guy.
Okay, most definitely. So we're going to get into the track and listen to it. Before we do, anybody that wants to follow you, I do have your IG scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but go ahead and tell them your Instagram or any other platforms, TikTok, where they can follow you at.
Yes, y'all can follow me all platforms. Trey Pixels, TREPIXEL. Yeah. Yeah. Trey Pixels. Put the
Yeah, it's on
pixels
the
together.
screen. Y'all can see it
Yeah, it's on
scrolling.
the screen. It's on the screen. So yeah, I do live streams. I do everything. But for me, I grew up in a world. I didn't have social media. So I'm still new to it. So y'all gotta relax on me a little bit. I ain't used to it.
It's
I'm like,
listen,
how does
it's
this work?
it's all good. Trust me, I still be trying to figure certain things out. I'm still trying to figure out the whole TikTok thing. So don't even feel bad.
Same.
Who do you want to give thanks to that's been really supporting you throughout your music journey?
Ah, my boyfriend. He been there from the get go. He's like, oh man, this is good. There was one song he didn't like. He's like, oh no, turn that shit off. That shit trash. I'm like, sure. But yeah, my aunt, my family, mainly my boyfriend. So
Most definitely, 100%. Anything else you want to let the people know about? Anything upcoming that we did not talk about before we check out the song?
um, check out the new like single that comes out 2026, February or January. for that. Boyfriend. So that's gonna be fire. I might like it. I don't know. Look, if it's your type, you never know. They gotta listen to it. Give it a try.
Facts, absolutely. Well, listen, shout out to everybody who took the time to tune in tonight. If you missed any part of this interview, of course, it does stay permanently on YouTube. While you're there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on mine and his. You know what I'm saying?
I wish
So,
YouTube loved me, but YouTube did all my stuff. I was like, you know what? Okay, I got y'all. I'm gonna get my stuff back on YouTube.
okay, most definitely. So, go ahead and introduce the song. We're going to check it out.
All right, so today y'all gonna be listening to One of These Days.
Let's get it.
Yeah, they said truth don't sell, but I ain't here to sell. I'm here to free. Your worth ain't retail, and your soul don't got a barcode. So let's talk. Yeah. One of these days we gon' love without breaking. Stop calling trauma passion, stop faking awakens. One of these days we gon' stop chasing looks over heart. And no real shine don't come with a filter part. Tired of seeing kings treat queens like a plot twist. Tired of queens crowning boys who ain't done shit. We all guilty, I ain't exempt from the pain. But if we keep dodging truth, we stay stuck in the rain. One of these days we gon' rise past the noise and the games.
Speak love with our chest, not shame.
Yeah, one of these days, yeah, we gon' stop dancing for crumbs in the name
of attention that don't our name.
Yo, fellas, listen. Love ain't a flex to post when y'all bored. It's work, it's soft hands and a backbone core. Stop ghosting girls just to feel controlling. Stop expecting praise for being barely whole. Ladies too, I see you fighting a tide. Built like art, but they critique your mind. You ain't gotta shrink just to get that ring. You the table, the meal, and the whole damn thing. And the truth is uncomfortable, but comfort never built legacy. And legacy's what we chasing, right? So one of these days, let's start today. One of these days,
we'll get it right.
Yeah, we'll get it right.
We gon' walk in love, not just fight.
One of these days,
one of these days,
one of these days, one of these days, yeah.
We'll rise past the height,
find the light.
Live like it's more than just life.
One of these days, might be now, might be you, might be me, but it's coming.
Listen, what a dope record. And even BK Just, who is from New York, you know, New York be critics with this music.
Yeah.
Because so many hot artists have come from New York. You know, he said this beat is hot. It is a really great record. Like, I feel like talking to you and then hearing your music, you become a whole nother person.
Yeah. So what's funny is, like, my vocal coach, I was like in vocal class for like a year or two, and she's like, why do you keep changing your octave? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
But you know what though, again, I said, you know, like I said, I feel like, you know, you're giving us it's like multiple sounds, and that's important, you know, because you don't want to sound the same on everything. So thank you for sharing your journey with us tonight. I appreciate you being here. You know, shout out to everybody tuned in, checked in. Make sure you guys go follow him on all social platforms at Trey Pixels.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Y'all have a good night. We are back.